Red.
Oh, just red, okay.
I'll be red.
Match your shirt, put your shirt.
That's right.
In keeping with the Fourth of July, Independence Day, red, cities of red and blue.
There you go.
It's 10:15 already.
What's that?
It's 10:15, you know, time kind of going slow today.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I feel like on the mornings you're like, okay, you could speed up a little bit. That's when it feels the slowest. And then when you need more time, you're like, no, 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 it's going too fast.
It's always like that, you know.
Yep, I agree. Absolutely agree. I sang last night, and I feel like it blew out my voice a little bit. Oh.
You play a night yesterday? It's a night game?
Every time I feel the Spirit moving deep within my soul, I go looking for a quiet place to listen and let go. There's a sacred space inside my heart, and I possess the key. I unlock the door, and the silence sets me free. Now with every single breath I take, the Spirit sweetly sings, and I'm lifted to a higher place of even finer things. It's a place of hope, a place of peace, a place I call my own. I am standing in the light, and I am home. Oh, oh, oh. Spirit set me free. Ooh. Spirit set me free. Oh. Spirit set me free. Spirit set me free. Free, free, free. Oh, won't you set me free? Why don't you set me free? Just set me free. I wanna be free.
I know all about how it feels to be free. Now that I've broken all the chains that held me, I know how to say all the things I want to say. Say them loud, I say them clear for the whole round world to hear. I want to share all the love in my heart. Remove all the bars that keep us apart. I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you see and agree, everyone could be free. I want to give all God wants me to give. I know and I live how God wants me to live. I will love and do all the things that are mine to do. Every day, choosing peace, I am starting anew. like a bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly. I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know. Yes, I'd sing, 'cause I know. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know how it feels to be free. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. To be free. La 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 la. La 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 la. Hold on to me, don't let me go. Who cares what they see? Who cares what they know? Your first name is free, last name is dumb. Just choose to believe in where we are from. Man's red flower is in every living thing. Mind, choose your power. Spirit, use your wings. Freedom, 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 freedom. La 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 la. Hold on to me, don't let me go. Cheetahs need to eat, run antelope. Your first name is King, last name is Dumb. 'Cause you still believe in everyone. Baby first breathes when night sees sunrise. Will hunts the sea when man recognizes freedom, 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 freedom. La 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 la. Freedom. Breathe in, freedom, freedom. We are from heat, electric wonder to shock you to see. Left us the sun, atoms in the air, organisms in the sea. The sun and yes man, we're all on the same thing. Freedom, 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 freedom.
I need this. Good morning. Am I good? I'm good, yeah. Good morning, and what a glorious morning it is this morning. In this great time to be in the Northwest. My name is Ken McClellan, and it's my great honor and privilege to welcome you here this morning in the warm and loving spirit that is Unity of Bellevue. Of course, that means whether you're physically present or you're with us online through the magic of internet, we know that we are all connected, and we welcome you all here with us this morning. So, like I say, it's a glorious morning. Summer's really arrived. Great time to be in the Northwest, and I was actually drawn this morning to a little opening prose out of the Daily Word. I'd like to read. Overlooking the majesty of light rippled waters embraced by forested green hills and an infinite blue sky, I feel the merging of body, mind, and spirit with nature, with the universe, and with God. I am one with all there is. I am one with life itself. I am in perfect peace. That just struck me this morning in this glorious blue sky and green surroundings as appropriate. Here at Unity of Bellevue, it is our mission to awakening people to their spiritual nature and transforming the world. And our vision is advancing the spiritual awakening transformation throughout the Puget Sound region. Know that your active support and participation in making such a positive difference and manifesting this vision is important to making that a reality. In so doing, we offer a positive and practical and progressive approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus and the 5 basic unity principles of God is all there is, present, everywhere, and absolute good. Human beings are created in the image and likeness of God, and our very essence is divine, and therefore we are inherently good. We create our life experiences through our way of thinking. Our lives can be changed and transformed through the power of prayer, and we know that knowing these principles is not enough. We must practice this truth every day. In particular, we hold as truth that every one of us has within us a spark of the divine, and that this essence connects us always with Source and always with each other. And we behold that Christ Spirit present in all of you, those of you online as well. We acknowledge that the guiding, healing, harmonizing presence and power of God and divine grace is ours whenever we simply say yes to this presence within us. With this knowing, we take comfort in knowing that we are always connected, and wherever we go, we are never alone. In that knowing, we honor and respect the many names of God, the many and diverse paths of God, and the many ways to worship God. So, if you're here in person, I hope you already know and feel how much you are loved and welcomed here. If you're watching online today or at any time and for any reason, know that you too are most welcome and appreciated here. Whatever the color of your skin, your race, your national origin, you are welcomed and appreciated here. Whatever your gender identity, or sexual orientation, you too are welcomed and appreciated here. And whatever your religious or spiritual history or path you are on, you are most welcome and appreciated here. Wherever you are from, know that today you are exactly where you are supposed to be, right here, right now, and we're delighted that you're here. If you're a visitor this morning, be it in this room or online, we sincerely hope that you find or hear something that touches your heart or your soul, and that you find an open and loving community. If so, we invite you to consider making this your spiritual home. We'd truly love to have you here as part of Unity of Bellevue. Today, we're pleased to feature our own and wonderful transitional minister, Reverend Denese Schellink. Today's talk is the Interdependence, Let Freedom Ring. Interesting, so we'll see. Returning as our special Interdependence for Independence Day. Returning as our special guest musician today, and I say returning, having been here once before, you may recall is our singer, songwriter, and middle school teacher, Dave Hannon. I also just learned that Dave is also the husband of Nicola, who was here just a few weeks ago. So, wonderful musical family. I also found it interesting looking at Dave's website that he also has a comment about connecting, where he quotes, "The future is all about connecting with others through music, winning over hearts one ear at a time." And that sounds kind of unity-ish to me. So welcome back, David. Okay, the rest of our team today, the meditation facilitator is Susan Neidig. Thank you, Susan. Our board host this morning is Paul Roof. Our song leader this morning is another terrific musician coming to us this time through the magic of internet from wherever she is. That's Laura Berman. You may remember Laura. So she'll be our song leader this morning. So with that, let's get Laura on and get things started with our community song.
Good morning, Unity of Bellevue. I am so grateful to be here with you this morning and grateful for this technology that continues to bring us together. If you are able, please stand and let's sing together. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. Let's know it for each other. You are a light. You are a light. You are a light. You are a light in this world. You are a light. You are a light. You are a light in this world. And you shine. And you shine. And you shine. And you shine so bright. Yes, you do. And you shine. And you shine. And you shine so bright. Now we are a light. Oh, we are a light. We are a light. We are a light in this world. We are a light. We are a light. We are a light in this world, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. We do, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. We shine so bright.
All right. Thank you, Laura. Thank you all. Yes, you do shine so bright. Let's do a prayer as we open this time together. Close your outer eye if you're willing and move into this time of a sacred contemplation, a sacred connection with the divine source. And so we give thanks for this beautiful, glorious day. This day in the Pacific Northwest that is vibrantly alive, filled with beauty and wonder and awe. We give thanks for this ministry and all who contribute to the greater good of the unity movement. And we give thanks for this sanctuary that houses and holds this divine energy of light, of beauty, harmony, and peace. And so as each one of us comes into these doors, we are welcomed into that light, welcome into that truth that we are interdependent, interconnected to all that is. And something wonderful happens in and around us in this light, in this consciousness of our oneness with all. And so we celebrate our spiritual freedom. We celebrate the freedom we have in our country to be able to express ourselves any way we desire spiritually. So we open up to something magnificent to happen this morning in and through us in this Sabbath day, this Sunday celebration service. That something wonderful wants to happen in each of us. So we come here willing vessel to know that God is I am. So we practice this interdependence today, of recognizing each one here is supporting the good of all, and that we are all integral to what wants to be expressed as our mission and vision and core values. Thank you, God, for this day. We move forward with greater ease and clarity and joy as we celebrate our oneness with you. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. All right, Dave, would you like to join us up here? Good. Love to hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That was okay. The middle school teacher and me, good morning. There you go.
Good morning.
I just have to do that, I'm sorry. It comes, thank you very much. A+, Ken, A+. So I thought it fitting, the talk today is about our interdependence, and I love that, because no one person, no one being does anything on their own, truly. And this is about leaning on the divine spirit. And this one is called Back to the Start. Cleansed by the water, purified by the fire. Lord, either way, lift me high. And all of these troubles, all of this pain, give me the strength, Lord, to face the day again. Take all these broken bones, this heart. Lord, take this loneliness, take me back to the start. When first saw your face, oh no, I understood that I was saved by your grace from above. Truth these days seem harder, much harder to know. There's so much confusion, which way to go. Help me be still again. You lead the way. Walk on the water, Lord, if that's what you say. See these broken bones, this heart. Lord, take this loneliness, take me back to the start. Where I first saw your face,
Very nice. Thank you, Dave. For our reading this morning, we're taking from the Daily Word, actually, for the 4th. And this, appropriately named, is freedom. Living as the divine being I am is the sweetest freedom. Today, I celebrate my spiritual freedom. The past has no power over me. The future is mine to co-create with God. I let go of all that holds me back while living a full and abundant life. This is a new beginning. My prayers affirm my worth and my freedom. I release thoughts and beliefs that bind me. Centered in God, I choose how I will meet life's circumstances. I am freed from seeking the approval or acceptance of others, and I am free to be myself. My spiritual self is as infinite as the sky. Like an eagle, I soar through the expanse of consciousness. I have the power to change my thinking, release limitations, and rise above the clouds of circumstances. I am gloriously free. And the scripture is from Galatians 5:1. For freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to the yoke of slavery. Now, if you're able, if you could stand and join me as we say our statement of faith and affirmation together, please. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotent. And for our affirmation, today I celebrate my spiritual freedom and the interdependence of humanity. I can see behind it the oneness of spirit that makes us all members of a one world family. Spiritual brothers and sisters, I am blessed with spiritual freedom and the interdependence of all life, and so it is. I think that's back to you, David.
And if you'd like to sing along, this is definitely that chance to sing along if you'd like. I do this one slightly different than the original, but you'll be able to follow, I'm sure. One heart, let's get together. We'll feel alright. One heart, let's get together. We'll feel alright. One heart, let's get together. Alright. Let them all pass, their dirty remarks. There is one question I'd really love to ask. Is there a place for hopeless sinners who has hurt all mankind just to say so believed? One heart, let's get together. We feel alright. One heart, thanks and praise to the Lord. Now feel alright. Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon. So when the men come, there will be no doom. Have pity on the host whose chance
no hiding place from the King of Kings. Singing, what hearts, let's get together. We'll feel alright. Talk about what hearts, let's get together. We'll feel alright. Let's get together and we'll feel alright.
Beautiful. One love, one heart. Thank you, Dave. Mr. Harnan. I mean, yes. Great to have you. Good morning. I just got back from Unity Village. Am I glowing? It's such a wonderful experience. I hope each and every one of you get to return or go for the first time. And it's really a sacred and wonderful place. And I'm going to end my talk today with a slideshow of pictures. Is that good? Some of them of just ministers having fun. What a novel idea. So it was really great. I love talking about this topic of interdependence. And so this weekend, though, you and I live in a country where we celebrate our independence. We're celebrating the independence of a country 246 years ago, and they rang the Liberty Bell and said, "We proclaim liberty throughout the land to all of its inhabitants thereof." Now, they meant to be inclusive, but they weren't quite, were they? There was a lot of people left out of that inclusivity, right? Took us a while to understand what all inhabitants meant. You know, we define words all the time as humans, and so there's an evolutionary consciousness happening. And so these 246 years ago, isn't it wonderful that we've evolved, yes, from that understanding? Yes. Hello. Are you there? Hello? Anybody? Yes. So just remember that's usually the only answer I'll ask you throughout the service. So if you do fall asleep, you'll know the answer. And so from these Declaration of Independence comes, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So we recognize this as a very spiritual idea, don't we? Because they use the Holy Creator in that definition. Now, it doesn't say we're Christian in that. Some people would say that that's true. But it does say that we're spiritual, that we know that we came from something greater than this earth. So we're a spiritual movement, so I want to look more deeply today about our spiritual freedom. And I left the religion of my ancestors, of my family of origin, to practice more spiritual freedom through unity. When I was 33 years old, I found my first unity ministry. And I was so excited to find you, because I walked into this ministry in San Luis Obispo, and lo and behold, there was a language that I completely understood, people that I had agreed to some other lifetime to meet here. And so for the first year, I just cried every Sunday, not out of sadness, but out of coming home to a God of my knowing that I had so not met in the other faith tradition. And so it's been a very challenging experience to move into a spiritual freedom. a way of being in the world. I had to move away from a family that was ingrained. My grandfather was a Baptist minister and founded California Baptist University in Riverside. Everybody was Baptist. So it was a big gosh darn deal for me to sort of find a different way. And even though I completely love it and resonate with it, there was something about that need for belonging that kept me tethered. Anybody recognize that? That we might even not value our values because of that need. But what happens as we mature spiritually is the need for authenticity, the need for creative self-expression and autonomy becomes much greater than that. So many of us go into that exploration, that discovery of who we are as spiritual beings, and we look through this door and that door, and our beautiful co-founders, Myrtle and Charles Fillmore, did the same thing. They searched high and low for all of the faith traditions. And therefore, our name Unity comes from an exploration of all faith traditions, and our principles are founded on these perennial ideas that come from these other traditions. So it's a liberation that we're on, liberation from the body, mind, ego, of fear and society's expectations of us. And we want to embrace this oneness that we speak of each Sunday when we're here. So spiritual freedom is a state where individuals are free to embrace their unique spiritual path and honor the beliefs and live authentically, radiating love and compassion and acceptance to those around them. And that's how we see our major teacher, Jesus the Christ, our way shower, with those attributes of compassion, of love, of peace, of joy. And so you and I are here to emulate that in the world. So Jesus came to show us the way. He was the example rather than the great exception. He was first a man in a body before he became divine. And these things I do, you shall do also, Jesus said. And even greater than I. And so this realm of spiritual freedom, we find liberation, we find purpose. There's this deep sense of belonging that transcends all of the other boundaries that we've inherited from our ancestors and have been keenly taught by our society. And we move into a more liberated way of being in the world. So spiritual freedom is rooted in the recognition that each of us possesses a unique expression of the divine. We are individual expressions of the one. And it encompasses this freedom to explore these diverse spiritual paths. That was one of the things that I loved about Unity, is the diversity, and how from here, this pulpit, I could speak from Buddhism or Judaism or Hinduism or Christianity, that we embrace all of them. Yes, our roots are founded in Christianity, but we embrace all. So there's many paths, one God. Yes? Yes. So I always knew, even as a child, that how could God be contained in any one faith tradition? How can it be an exclusive God, that God is the God of my knowing, loves us all equally? So last year, this is my anniversary. 1 year, I'm 1 year old. I know we honored our beloved Monica last week for 5 years of devotion, and so I was sort of teasing that I have one. I don't know if, is that a paper anniversary where you get a piece of paper? Anyway, yeah, a year ago I was here, like 2 weeks before the July 4th, and I talked about interdependence, and I related it to our 5 unity principles. Anybody remember that talk? 1. Okay, good. Not a very memorable, yeah. Anyway, so let's look at the slideshow. Yeah, so interdependence is the talk today, let freedom ring. The next slide is a definition of that. So interdependence is a concept that highlights the mutual reliance and interconnection of individuals, of groups, of systems or elements within the larger whole. It emphasizes the idea that no entity exists or functions in isolation, but rather everything is interrelated and dependent on one another in some way. And so just like the forests that we have here are all interdependent upon each other for their root structure and nutrients and passing of thoughts, ideas, and energy, so are you and I. And our movement is as well. And I got to be a witness to the ordination and licensing of about 30 graduates this year, all knowing that they are interdependent upon the ministers that have gone before them, the teachers that they had, the mentors that they had, the belief system that was already the foundation, that none of us could have become who we've become without all of the others adding their value. So in this context of human relationships, interdependence recognizes that individuals are not entirely self-sufficient and that we require support, cooperation, the contribution of others to meet our needs and achieve our goals. And it acknowledges that our actions and decisions have this ripple effect on others and the broader community. So we as a spiritual community are interdependent upon each other to share our gifts, to share our time, talents, and treasures in order to allow God to manifest the vision of unity of Bellevue here on earth. Yes? Yes. It takes a tribe, it takes a village, it takes a community in order to express a vision and a mission in the world. So every one of us is integral in that manifestation. And we all have a role. I just have one role here, right, as the minister. There's so many of us that it takes all of us. There's 2 key aspects of interdependence, and the first is mutual support. It involves recognizing and valuing the contributions of others, as I just mentioned, and noting that we need cooperation, we need collaboration, we need understanding by working together, individuals that achieve more together than we can alone. And I just read the word understanding, which on your bulletin this month we're going to be talking about, next week, the 12 powers, and it's going to be about understanding. And so we'll be going deeper into the 12 powers of unity, which also those symbols are now surrounding our beautiful tower that I'll show you later in some pictures and different symbols and artwork. The second aspect that is associated with interdependence after mutual support is shared responsibility. Isn't it wonderful to know that I and myself am not responsible for the well-being of this ministry? Yes, you say, yes. Thank God she's not the only one responsible. That we are together responsible for the success, for the thriving, for the energy, for the collaboration and cooperation that we have here. So there's a shared responsibility and a mutual support. Interdependence is often contrasted with independence, which emphasizes sort of a self-reliance and autonomy. And most of us, I did, we started out in our teenage years and early 20s very self-reliant and in autonomy. How many of you did? Come on, everybody show it. I just thought I was just going to be, the star of the world, and I knew everything, and I don't need anybody. And that quickly makes its way known, right? Mine showed up as addictions, right? When I realized, wow, I of myself cannot do this without the support of humanity, of others who have crossed this extremely difficult, challenging human experience. Yes, we are spiritual beings having a human experience, but sometimes that human experience just knocks us over the head. Anybody else have one every now and then? Yeah, good. It's just part of life, and that knocks us down, not to diminish us or shorten us, but to recognize where our power comes from, what in us is really sourcing us. It's not this self with a little s, Denise, who thinks she's very capable and self-reliant. No. It's the capital D, Denise, capital S self, who knows that I of myself cannot do this. I rely on a higher presence, a higher power that I call God. How about you? Yes? Yes. So we're moving out of this independence into an interdependence, but also there's also this idea, independence is sort of the opposite of dependence, which implies heavily relying on others without contributing and without taking responsibility. That is a dependent person, yes? So our interdependence seeks to foster and create these healthy relationships with individuals and groups with collaboration, respect for one another, and working towards a collective well-being, a mutual vision, a mutual mission. So we must trust in the innate goodness and intelligence of the whole. Yes? Yeah. So that's why you see us in Unity, and most organizations, they do everything in teams, right? There's a board of trustees, there are teams supporting our hospitality, teams supporting everything we do here, because we trust in the innate intelligence and creativity of each other, and that it's an integral system. So the next slide, please. So a Zen Buddhist teacher, Tasin Deschumar, said, "You cannot separate any part from the whole. Interdependence rules the cosmic order." That it's not just here, it's everywhere. And the sooner we see that and cooperate, the happier and healthier and easy life will be. Moving out of that self-reliance, independent soul into an interdependent relationship gives us so much power in our world, gives us so much tools to navigate this seemingly challenging human experience. So interdependence is the unity of all beings. And this declaration of independence that focuses on our individual freedoms, this concept of interdependence acknowledges this inherent interconnectedness of all creatures. Our spiritual freedom recognizes that the liberation of the individual is ultimately tied to the well-being of the collective. Just as the Declaration emphasizes the pursuit of life, liberty, and spiritual freedom, it encompasses the recognition and the celebration of the inherent worth and the interconnectedness of all beings. This understanding of that interconnectedness of all beings fosters compassion and empathy and a sense of responsibility toward another, and ultimately contributing to the liberation of us all. And so you and I are responsible to one another, yes? You and I are responsible to one another, yes? Yes. We're not responsible for, right? We can only give and support another human being. We can't do for them, yes? I learned that through supporting my brother, also alcoholic, who came to live with me, who was unable to get it, if you know what I'm talking about. And I thought I could change him because I had been transformed. But I learned the hard way that we're responsible to our brothers and sisters, not for. We cannot make someone change. Yes? But we can prepare the way. We can support them. We can share with them our journey so that they too can have the liberation from this egoic mind. I think it was Mother Teresa said, the world is so disconnected because we forgot that we belong to one another, that we really are responsible to each other, to support each other, to give each other these inalienable rights, to make sure that we're all treated equally, yes? No matter what color or sexual orientation, race or creed that we are, none of us are free until we're all free, as Martin Luther King shared. So it's important that we maintain that inclusivity. So spiritual freedom finds this resonance with the ideals of interdependence, as they both underlie the importance of harmonizing our individual growth with the collective well-being, that we are connected to this collection of a spiritual community, as well as other unity ministries, as well as our unity movement, as well as our Buddhist brothers and sisters, our Hindu brothers and sisters. All of it. And so we recognize this interconnection of all creatures and individuals that navigate their spiritual journey in a manner that not only liberates the self, but also contributes to the greater good of all life forms. As we wake up and as we support the spiritual awakening of others, we all benefit. Yes? Yes. And so I want to share with you the next slide. And this is the Unity winged globe that we find all over Unity. And you have one right here. Were you all aware of that? Yeah. And so if you're new, you may not be. And so pretty much most Unity ministries have that in some way. And next slide, please. So the winged globe is this emblem that's familiar to many of us, and it was in fact adapted by our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, who said he discovered it through a revelation. He wrote that it meant to represent the relationship between the soul and the body and the spirit. He said, wings have long been used to represent freedom, spirituality, and safety. And this particular symbol originated in Egyptian and Chaldean cultures as a winged sun disk. It represented divinity. It represented protection and healing and the wings that the soul gives to the body. And it has since become a reminder that spirit energizes the soul, allowing it to rise above our earthly lives and the thoughts of matter, as Charles Fillmore put it. Next slide. And so as man develops spiritual consciousness, he attains the realization of the soul as the wings of the body, said Charles Fillmore. The winged globe in 1923 was published in one of our first magazines. Following the teachings of unity, you'll realize for yourself that you are the winged globe, as Charles said. And so this is a symbol of the liberated soul, the one that is free to discover for itself this divine self, how to see itself in the world, right? And so this interconnection is so important that we play together well, right? That we see each other as godly beings. And so life begins to mirror for us what's alive in us. And so this beautiful magazine that he called the Unity Magazine, first printed in 1891, quite some time ago, started with a winged globe. And so this winged globe, this symbol of our freedom, of spiritual liberation, is all over campus at Unity Campus, which is 1,200 acres. And it's a beautiful, beautiful site. And the roads around the 1,200 acres have signs, and they all have that globed wing on that as well. So it's an ancient symbol from years, thousands of years ago, that cultivated and spoke to our co-founders, and they have continued with it. We no longer use it as our primary symbol. That used to be our identification, and now we use something else. But many ministries, as you do, has this symbol to remind us that our soul has wings, right? And that our soul can liberate us from the worldly thinking. Yes? Yes. The other ancient symbol is the labyrinth. Next slide. So this beautiful symbol is a new labyrinth that was just created in the last couple of years. And a labyrinth is a spiritual practice that represents the inner journey to our wholeness, or to one's own center. And it's a long journey, very ancient. Unity didn't create it. It's been created years ago. And there's this one that was recently created, has thousands and thousands of hand-made and hand-laid stones. And it's the biggest stone hand-laid labyrinth in the entire United States. You're supposed to go, wow. And it was created by two people, mostly a gentleman. Keenan was his name. And there's a celebration, and you'll see his picture in that. But this idea that it's liberating us from the body, mind, ego to connect to the divine. And the spiritual meaning of the labyrinth can vary depending on the culture and the personal intentions. But we see it as a metaphor for our spiritual journey of going in, quietly, getting still, and listening, and going to the center, and letting go of all of our thoughts. So the journey in is letting go, listening to divine guidance, and then taking that guidance out into the world, right? Taking that guidance. But we must get still and quiet and let go of the noise of the mind, of the world. Let's see what the next slide shows. We're going to show a video. Yeah, let's show the video. It's a real show.
We bless this labyrinth. We bless this path of prayer. We pray for light and for courage to walk in the light. May all who walk this path be blessed.
So Myrtle Fillmore, in the middle of that lampworth, there is the winged globe. And on the center globe part is engraved this idea from Myrtle Fillmore. Pray for light and courage to walk in the light. And so that is part of it as well. So unity, as most of you know, is a positive, practical, progressive approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus and the power of prayer. Unity honors the many universal truths in all religions. So you might hear quotes from other faith traditions. And it respects each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. So the lampworth is perfect for our tradition. So we hope that some of you that come in, and if you're maybe at odds with your faith tradition, maybe you're Catholic or Buddhist or Jewish, whatever it is, that you're welcome here, and you're welcome to find a new understanding of your God, your guru, whatever that would be, and commit to a spiritual path to go back to be a better Catholic, a better Jew, a better Buddhist, whatever that faith tradition is. We're not here to convert people. We're here to awaken. Yes? Yes. So we're not attached to our faith. We don't think we're the only way to salvation. We don't think we're the only people who have the only one God. We believe many paths, one God. There's no one right religion, just one right God, and many paths to this one God. So let's look at some of the pictures. Are those next? Okay. So this is Shad Groverland in the blue jacket and Jim Blake in the light jacket. These two are our CEOs. Shad is the CEO of Unity Worldwide Ministries that I'm connected to. That's how you found me, is that I'm a certified consultant through Unity Worldwide Ministries. And that supports our ministries in the field in so many ways. Part of that is helping you find your next minister, right? And there's a whole process for that. But there's many ways. And then Jim Blake is the CEO of Unity World Headquarters. They are in charge of the 1,200 acres of Unity Village, the retreats that go on there, the daily word that gets produced, silent unity, 24-hour prayer that happens, all the publications, all of the books that go through there, and our image out in the world. So they do outreach as well. So these two guys are pretty great people. And I got a book at Unity called Zen Executive by Jim Blake. And I'm really enjoying it. And it's all about that, yes, we can be strong leaders and we can be compassionate and loving, all in the same experience. Yes? Yes. We don't have to beat people up with fear and manipulation and guilt in order to motivate, in order to support. And so I've been reading it since I left the field, and it's beautiful and quite good. So I just want you to know, okay, next slide, see what's next. So this is me with the last board president I had at Unity Church of Hawaii, Thomas Gallagher. And this theme for the event was Back to the Future. And so it was supposed to be in the 50s. That's why I have the 50-looking outfit. Next slide. This is the team that I graduated with. We were certified at this conference of the Integral Ministry Model. And it's an over a year-long program that's quite intense. And I finished it just last month. And this is my cohort team. Yeah, thank you. And Susan knows, because she's enrolled in the program, how intense it is, and it sort of feels like you're going through your own doctoral, right? It's pretty intense. But the woman in the middle with the lay on was just ordained there, and so mostly we went to be with her, to support that. We're so independent, interdependent on one another. So that's my cohort group. Next. Oh, this was so fun at that night. And so several of these people are actually the women in the middle are Kathy Christie and Diane Vanzera, and they're both executives of Unity. Kathy Christie is equal to Shad Groverland, and so I just wanted you to see we have some female leaders as well, quite a few actually, and this was us having fun. Next slide. Again, more wonderful people, and that's Tim Lytle. He took the ministry in Unity Church of Hawaii that I served for over 3 years, and they're thriving and growing well. Next slide. That is the famous, beautiful door in the education building, and over it says Unity. And so many people, and I have a picture of my family in that, so it's sort of the famous door. Next. There's the labyrinth that is so beautiful, and encourage you to go. Next year, next May, they're having a retreat just for the labyrinth. Maybe you'll all go. Next. And this is just the beautiful fountains that you see, along with the tower in the background. Gorgeous water fountains. Next. Next slide. And there's the famous tower. That's the water tower, but there's also businesses in there and all kinds of beautiful things. And you could go up into the top and see the world. Literally, it's crazy. It's beautiful. Next slide. The labyrinth with the beautiful, not temple, what did I just call it? Tower, sorry. So those of you that have been to Unity Village, you see the tower before you see anything. And it's sort of breathtaking, because you've had this, experience at Unity Village. And as soon as you see that tower, you just, go back into the energetic field of being so connected to the divine and to like-minded people. So that was just to get you excited about maybe making a pilgrimage to Unity Village. I think that's the last slide, is it? Yes. Wonderful. Well, how about we do a little meditation? You ready for that? Let's do that. Let's put everything aside for a moment. Just take that holy breath with me. And so we just enter into this time and space.
So this last one seemed like an obvious choice. Thank you, Reverend Denise, for your message. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you only show. Just call on your brother, you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. Just might have a problem, you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Just call on me, brother. You need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. Just might have a problem, you understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Lean on, oh, me. Would you call me, call me, call me.
Thank you, Dave. That was a perfect song for that sermon, the service, and thank you, Reverend Denise, for your great words of this holiday, and happy 4th of July to each and every one of you. And this is a good weekend. I tried to have my red, white, and blue on. I did find a little bit of red, so here we are in the holiday spirit. And it does remind me of the fact that how interdependent we are in this country, in this world, how important it is for us to get along. You know, that song just tied in there beautifully. And that interdependence of working with unity worldwide is phenomenal. And just as a tag on that, your talk about the labyrinth was really interesting timing. We are working on reestablishing our labyrinth out in the northwest corner of the parking lot here, northwest corner of our property, I should say. It will be a 50-foot wide labyrinth. And when we had the parking lot construction done a few years ago, the contractor at that time was looking for some place to dump some dirt. And so he said, well, you know, this is probably where we'll put the labyrinth. So we had him dump and level out this huge amount of dirt out there, and that's going to serve as the foundation for the new labyrinth. And at this point, we've had Brian Brewer has done a fabulous job of clearing weeds and debris and the blackberries. Yes, thank you, Brian. And Vic Bishop is a civil engineer. He's been working on the plans for leveling and grading the property. Next week on Thursday, we're going to have a work party out there. Anybody that's available to come and pitch in, we'll need some raking and shoveling of dirt to get things leveled out, so then we can proceed with the whole process out there. So there again, it's that interdependence. We are a community. We're here to work with each other. And this is a time when we do give thanks for our blessings that we have in our lives and for the interdependence of our whole process of finding a new minister. And Reverend Charles Perry is in our presence here this morning. He is our first candidate that we've been interviewing, and he is going to be our guest speaker on the weekend of July 16th. On Saturday, July 15th, it is 15th, 16th. Thank you, Gene. There's going to be a meet and greet with Reverend Charles, and you're all welcome to come from 4 till 5:30. We'll give a chance for him to get to know each and every one of us. We'll have a little reception in the friendship room at that time. And then, of course, on Sunday, he'll be doing a talk and a workshop to follow. So we're excited to have you here this morning, and looking forward to that weekend. So we are all an independent organization, and it's through your loving gifts that we are able to keep the doors open here, keep our facility running. It's the gifts and tithes that keep us running. And to give you, I had asked Monica a few months ago to put together something to give us a barometer as to how we're doing with our budget versus what our actual givings are. And so in the Sunday bulletin, you see on the back side, there's a little barometer there to give you an idea how we're doing. And so just gives another witness to the interdependence of your giving and kind words and kind gifts to the center that keeps us afloat and keeps us flying here. And if you will join me in we have a slide up here with our offering affirmation. Would you please join me? Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and so it is. Oh, let's see. So, and I do have to say there's one little thing there. There's many ways to give. We're going to have the ushers coming forward here in a moment, and but you can also go online and give through our website, and I think that's what I've got to say. Will the ushers please come forward? And then we'll have a little follow-up music here. Yes. So we'll have some background music to go with that. Thank you. Go.
bless this offering. We give thanks for each one here. We give thanks for the generosity in the hearts of all and the generous donations that go out to do your will and your work, God. Thank you for the prosperity and the abundance that is everywhere present through your life. We are blessed and grateful, and so it is. Thank you, God. Amen. Thank you so much.
My turn. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Bellevue. My name is Monica McDowell Elvig. I'm your center administrator. If you are visiting with us for the first time, we open our hearts to you, and we welcome you no matter where you are on your path. I know you're thrilled to know that the Greek word sozo is usually translated, means to save. But actually, in Greek, the better translation is to be made whole. And so as we celebrate our interdependence, as we come into wholeness as individuals and as a community and as a planet, we welcome you on this path together because we're in it together. And we invite you to join Unity of Bellevue as your spiritual home and your spiritual path. If you go to our website, unityofbellevue.org, you can sign up for our weekly e-newsletter. That's the best way to stay in touch with everything that happens. The sign-up form is on the bottom of every page on that website. And we also have welcome packets for you. If you exit the sanctuary doors to the left are the packets. And if you go to our website on the I'm New page, you can click a link and I will send you a welcome packet. So we're so glad you're here, whether in person or online. Today, following service, we're going to have a first opportunity to have a Reiki blessing. Just a brief, a couple of minute Reiki blessing up front here. So if you would like to receive that, just come up to the front after service. Our Reiki practitioners will offer those blessings to you. And for the rest of you, I just invite you to move farther back into the sanctuary after service to create a sacred space up front for a few minutes here. Thank you so much. Today is also Q&A Sunday. It's your opportunity to hear what the board has been doing for the past month and to ask your questions of the board. This is hybrid, so it'll be in the sanctuary. It'll also be on Zoom, and the Zoom link is on our launch page on our website. And then we have a wonderful lunch prepared. Kathy is our host. We've had a lot of people bring food as well, celebrating July 4th with hot dogs, potato salad, and baked beans. So thank you for everybody who's helping out. If you would like to help out in future ones, there's sign-up forms on the tables in the atrium for future Sundays. Also today, the beautiful flowers done by Rita are in celebration of Patty McClellan's 71st birthday. Happy birthday to Patty. Thank you, Ken, for donating. We love you, Patty. This week, the men's group meets this Saturday at 8:30 a.m. for breakfast, followed by spiritual discussion and support. Also, if you do want to help out on Thursday, contact Vic. It's going from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. that work on the land grading for the labyrinth. So maybe if you could take a 4-hour shift, 8 to 12 or 12 to 4, let me know or let Vic know, or Paul. Next Sunday, Reverend Denise is back, and we will have our hybrid prayer circle back. If you have any prayer requests, you can email the prayer chaplains. You can fill out the prayer request forms in the seat backs and put them in the south entrance. You can also fill out a form on our website. Save the date. We have Community Bingo coming up on Saturday, July 29th, 7 to 9 here. This is being sponsored by the Sunday Spirit Group that Susan Neidig is leading. So plan to come. There will be popcorn. So, you got to be there. And there'll be prizes too, I think. Yeah. So come for that. And then just looking ahead, Reiki 1, the next Reiki 1 workshop will be on September 16th. If you would like to join us on this Reiki ministry. And finally, I also just want to say the peace song is going to be online as well. The lyrics, if you need them, are on the inside of the program. If you need one, just raise your hand, and the greeters and ushers can pass those out for you. So a big thank you to Reverend Denise for that wonderful talk on interdependence. Thank you. And Dave Hannon for being back with us for the wonderful guitar and vocals. Laura Berman is going to close us out with a peace song. Let's stand.
this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you, everyone. Happy 4th. Happy Interdependence Day. Have a great week.
La 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 la. Hold on to me, don't let me go. Who cares what they see? Who cares what they know? Your first name is free, last name is dumb. Just choose to believe in where we are from. Man's red flower is in every living thing. Mind, choose your power. Spirit, use your wings. Freedom, 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 freedom. La 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 la. Hold on to me, don't let me go. Cheetahs need to eat, run antelope. Your first name is King, last name is dumb, 'cause you still believe in everyone. Baby first breathes when night sees sunrise. Will hunts the sea when man recognizes freedom, 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 freedom. La 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 la. Freedom, breathe in, freedom, freedom. We are from heat, electric wonder, just shock you to see. Left us the sun, atoms in the air, organisms in the sea, the sun and yes man. La 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 la. Hold on to me, don't let me go. Who cares what they see? Who cares what they know? Your first name is free, last name is dumb. Just choose to believe in where we are from. Man's red flower is in every living thing. Mind, choose your power. Spirit, use your wings. Freedom, 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 freedom. La 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 la. Hold on to me, don't let me go. Cheetahs need to eat, run antelope. Your first name is King, last name is dumb, 'cause you still believe in everyone. Baby first breathes when night sees sunrise. Will hunts the sea when man recognizes